Hi, and welcome to Pet Pals. Every week we showcase animals from the Frederick County Division of Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center. I'm Linda Shea, with me is Randy Cooper, and we are going to revisit, starting off with Ariana. Ariana's been with our shelter since March 23rd. She came in as a stray, and she came in with a bit of an eye issue and some allergies. If you have visited the shelter over the past couple of months, you would have seen her in a not so attractive e-collar, and she has since graduated from that e-collar. We had some eye surgery done to make her a little more comfortable. When the shelter can, we do provide medical care, extensive medical care to animals such as Ariana, especially when we have donations that come in. When we find animals are very, very adoptable. You can see Ariana, we've worked on her manners. She's about 2 to 3 years old. She's about 50 pounds. She's a very, very sweet girl. She's busy. She is very smart, and that's part of what lends her to being fairly active. If you're interested in visiting with her, we certainly encourage that you bring your whole family. If you have other dogs in your home, you want to bring them as well, just to kind of do a meet and greet. But this is Ariana. She's been with us since March, and we are looking forward to finding her a forever home. This little guy is Freddy. Freddy is a beagle. Those of you that watch Pet Pals on a regular basis will know that beagles are one of my favorite breeds. They are very reliable in temperament. The thing you need to know about beagles, though, they are scent hounds. So your responsibility as a beagle pet owner is to make sure that they stay safe, that they're in a secured area. Even with a fence, beagles can be pretty creative in escaping, so you want to make sure that you keep an eye out for them. Freddy came to us as a stray, and that's not unusual. Again, beagles are scent hounds. They tend to stray away from their property. Came to us mid-April. He's only about 31 pounds. We've gone ahead and given him all the preventatives that he needs as far as vaccines, deworming, flea and tick prevention. We did already test him for heartworm, Lyme, Ehrlichia, and Anaplasma, and all of those things were negative. So that's a good thing for him and a good thing for his pet owner. Prior to leaving here, Freddy will be neutered, and he'll be microchipped, and we microchip all the animals that are either adopted from us or returned to owners. Additionally, through the year, we have microchip clinics, so something to consider. But this handsome little guy is looking for a home. This little girl is Sadie. She is also a beagle and also came to us as a stray. So again, the main thing with beagles, they tend to find a scent, and if there's an exciting bunny or squirrel on the other side of the fence, they're gonna go after that. Sadie is a little bit older than Freddy. We've got her down at least 8 years of age. She did come in with a tick bite. We've taken care of that. We've medicated her. We've also, that's one of the reasons we tested her for heartworm, Lyme, Ehrlichia, and Anaplasma, just to make sure she didn't have any tick-borne viruses, and she does not. So she's negative for all of those things. We've brought her up to speed on vaccines, and the vaccines that we give the dogs are a distemper combination and also an intranasal bordetella, so a preventative for kennel cough. Our shelter takes in, last year we took in 4,900 animals. About 1,000 of those were dogs, give or take a few hundred, and we do the best we can as far as preventing disease. So on intake, we do a distemper and bordetella for dogs so that kennel cough doesn't spread around the kennels. Sadie is about 32 pounds. She's a little overweight, could use an exercise routine or some measuring of food to help with that. Prior to leaving here, she will be spayed. And again, very reliable in temperament, very sweet girl. And she is also looking for somebody to adopt her. One of the most common questions we get at the front desk is, do you have any small dogs? And what I tell people is to just keep checking back. We take in an average of 14 animals every day, and a lot of times we run through seasons of animals where we get in 5 Chihuahuas in a week or 5 Siberian Huskies in a week. So Roscoe is one of our small dogs. Right at the moment we have quite a number of smaller dogs on the adoption floor. Roscoe also came to us as a stray. He is affectionate. He is very agreeable to being handled, to being picked up. So when dogs like this come into the shelter, it's always a question of, why isn't anybody looking for you? Where's your owner? He spent some time up in the front offices yesterday. He is very, very social, and definitely a lap dog, just wants to be around people, just wants to be held and handled, and would make an excellent companion animal. He's a Chihuahua mix. We were teasing because he has a worried look on his face. So we're trying to encourage him and explain to him this is not bad. We will find you an awesome family that will take care of you for the rest of your life. Roscoe is about 6 to 7 years old. He's only about 11 pounds. And again, coming in as a stray without any vet history, we have provided him the preventatives he needs to stay as healthy as he can. He does have luxating patellas, which is a little weakness in his knees. That's on his medical. We did have a veterinarian look at him. We do provide an exam for all the animals that come in so we can assess their health. And with dogs, of course, we assess their behavior. So if you're looking for a lap dog, something around 11 pounds, 3 ounces, Roscoe would make an excellent choice. So working in a shelter, we get a series of common questions that come to us from the public, and one of them is, do you have any small dogs? And the other one is, do you have any puppies? Dallas is an example of one of our puppies. He's about 10 months old, came to us previously owned. He is a Pekingese and Sheltie mix, and I can see a lot of Sheltie in his activity, some Pekingese probably in his body and conformation. So he's a combination of 2 different breeds. A lot of times with shelter dogs, you get unique. That sort of covers all of them. They're unique in their personalities and certainly in any breed combinations that they consist of. Dallas, at 10 months old, he's about 18 pounds. So he's going to grow bigger, probably not more than, I can only guess at this point. I would say he might end up at 25, 27 pounds when he's fully grown. Came to us already neutered. We went ahead and got his vet records. His owner did take good care of him as far as vet care, so he came to us testing negative for heartworm, Lyme, or Ehrlichia. We went ahead and documented he's current on the rabies vaccine. And one of the things about our puppies that come to the shelter, we strive very hard to make sure that puppies especially are placed in homes that commit to them for their whole entire life. We want that for all of our animals, but puppies especially carry a lot of responsibility. They don't come with manners. You've got to train them. They may not be house trained. You might have a collection of really nice furniture, and your puppy might not appreciate the value of that. So when you're considering a puppy, you want to make sure you take all of those things into consideration. The way that we try to help make a successful puppy adoption is that we have a puppy process, meaning that we take up to 4 applications for each puppy. And a lot of times, 3 out of those 4 people are disappointed, but our goal here is to place a dog like Dallas in a home where he'll be forever. It's unfair to the animal and certainly unfair to the family if we place a puppy in a home and then 2 months later, after he's damaged the carpet and chewed up a chair or 2, that he returns to us still without manners, still not house trained, and now we have to place him in a different family, a different home. So we make every effort we can to kind of screen and make sure that all the conversations happen that need to happen, to make sure that the potential adopters have realistic expectations. Dallas is absolutely cute, but he is absolutely energetic. I would recommend, if you're considering adopting him, to research both breeds, Pekingese and Shelties. Shelties can be very busy, they can be very vocal. Pekingese can be very stoic and require some maintenance on their coat. So there's going to be requirements with any animal that you adopt, and certainly our goal here and our effort through education primarily is to make sure that the adoptions work. But this is Dallas. He's available for adoption, so if you've got time, if you've got resources as far as a commitment level, you want to make sure that you consider him and do your research and take some time and ask lots and lots of questions. That's what we're here for. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at 4 of our felines, and then we've got our smallest animal in the shelter of the week.
Ever wonder whether something is recyclable or not? Or maybe you forgot to set your cart out at the curb. Now there's an app for that. Download the free My Waste app for tablets and smartphones to have convenient access to a wide range of recycling and disposal information. Be notified of upcoming events, see your recycling schedule and set customized reminders, as well as instantly report curbside problems. Find out more at frederickcountymd.gov/mywaste.
The most important piece of equipment in your home is your smoke alarm, and it is probably the easiest and cheapest to maintain. Keep your family safe this year with regular smoke alarm checkups. Regularly check the batteries and perform periodic testing. For more information about smoke alarm safety and maintenance, visit the Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue Services website at frederickcountymd.gov/smoke alarms.
Transit services of Frederick County. With rising gas prices, transit is a less expensive way to work or school. Most commuter bus routes run every 30 minutes during weekday morning and afternoon rush hours. Bus stops are within a quarter mile of most businesses in downtown Frederick. Transit offers shuttles to Thurmont, Emmitsburg, Brunswick, Jefferson, Spring Ridge, and Route 85, or take a shuttle to the MARC train for an easy commute. Find out what nearly 1 million passengers already know. Transit connects people and places.
Looking to get fit this winter? Sign up for some of our fitness classes that will fit you best. Our classes range from adult active yoga, mighty fit yoga, cardio sculpting party, power yoga, mighty fit Pilates, Sharqui and total body fit, yoga mind, body and spirit, Sula's hoop body sculpt class, or walking fitness club. For more information, go to recreator.com.
Welcome back. We're going to take a look now at some of our cats that are available for adoption through the Frederick County Division of Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center. And at the very end of the show, we've got a teeny tiny little hamster. First up here is Jewel. She is a basic domestic short hair, and a lot of times with our cats we try to educate you on colors. So Jewel is a Torby. She's got white on her chest, and a Torby is a tortoiseshell, is black and orange blended together. A Torby is that same combination with more orange in there. So you've got the tabby pattern with orange, and which makes just a beautiful coat. Jewel is about a year old. She does have a birth date of April 28th, 2014. She's about 7.5 pounds, so she's on the slighter end of the cat scale. And average cats, domestic short hairs, run around 8 pounds or so. So she's a little more petite. As with all of our cats, prior to going up for adoption, we do snap test them. We test them for feline leukemia and feline immunodeficiency virus. Those are two viruses, and you'll hear me say this pretty often. It's important to know the status of those viruses, especially if you have an existing cat. You don't want to introduce anything into your home that might compromise your existing cat population. Jewel came to us previously owned. The top two reasons people turn in animals to our shelter is that either they develop allergies or they are moving. And in the case of Jewel, her family moved and was unable to take her along. So again, you want to consider that when you're considering adding a pet to your family. You want to make sure you have that commitment component in there. You want to make sure you realize that cats can live an average of 15 years, and for their whole 15 years of life, at least, they deserve to have one family. But this is Jewel. She's up for adoption. Our adoption fee for cats is $97.50. Covers getting her spayed, microchipped, and everything else she needs while she's with us. This handsome guy is Casper. He came to us as a stray the first week in May. He's about 7 to 9 years old, and he's had a lot of interest. He is absolutely gorgeous. He's got that beautiful plush white coat. He's got gorgeous green eyes. Again, 7 to 9 years old, so his personality and temperament is stabilized at this point in his life. We named him Casper. when strays come to us, we do offer them names as opposed to just saying cat 3713. It's more personal, and I think it lends itself to a little more engagement with the public. Casper is a little over 12 pounds, and he is deaf. So another question that comes up is how do you introduce a deaf cat into your home? Any animal that has an issue like being deaf or being blind, a lot of times they will overcompensate. So your responsibility, owning a deaf cat, you want to make sure that that you just supervise, that you make sure that you know when you're opening doors that he stays inside where he's safe. If he were to get out, if he's in another part of the house, he's not going to be able to hear you. So that's kind of a challenge. If you want him to come when you call him, that's going to definitely be a challenge. But he is very agreeable to being held. We color code our dogs, cats, and bunnies. So he's orange, meaning that he's not 100% lap cat. He's very curious. He would rather maybe be roaming around the shelter at the moment. But he does have good manners overall. He's not minding being handled or held. Again, we snap tested him for leukemia and FIV, which are both negative. He does have moderate dental disease, and at 7 to 9 years old, that's not unusual. A lot of times I don't think pet owners realize the importance of you need to take your animal to the vet at least once a year just for an exam, and a dental checkup is part of that. But this is Casper. If you like white cats, if you're interested in a deaf cat, or if you just want a good companion, Casper would be a great choice. This little girl is Bella. She's about 10 to 12 months old, came to us as a stray, and she's just under 9 pounds. Again, coming to us as a stray, we don't have any medical history. We're not sure if she's used to other cats or dogs. So one thing that we offer is with any adoption, we do an adoption interview, and at that point, we go over an animal's medical history, any observations that we've made, any issues, any medications or treatment that they've received, and that allows you, as the adopter, the opportunity to ask us questions. So it's not just us interviewing you. We're in hopes that you're going to interview us as well and ask us what we know about the animal that we want to place in your home. Miss Bella is, again, 10 to 12 months old, so not really a kitten. I would categorize her more as a juvenile, so she's getting into a more mature stage of life, but still is very active, very friendly, and she is gorgeous. She's got primarily the white background of coat with that Torby, the tabby markings with the tortoiseshell coloring on her, and a very unique marking on her nose. Another question that comes up, and we've had all sorts of questions this season with our animals, which is a good thing. I find that to be just indicative that the public is kind of acknowledging that we exist and that the animal shelter provides a good source of information for our community. There are cats that come to our shelter that are not adoptable. They're not handleable. They're not friendly. What do we do with those guys? Well, we make every effort to work with rescue organizations. So we do have rescue organizations that will take cats that are not friendly, not handleable, would not be appropriate for an indoor home life, and they place them in safe outdoor environments, on farms, of course with the permission of the farm owner. And what we work with them, and again, that's just an effort on our part, on the community's part, and certainly on the part of rescues to work in a collaborative effort to save lives. But Bella right here, you can tell she's very handleable, very affectionate, and looking for a forever home. So the last cat that we're going to take a look at today is Stewart. Stewart's about 8 months old, and he is a return to shelter. He was adopted from us about 5 months ago. And if you watch Pet Pals regularly, you know that the top 2 reasons animals are brought to us or returned to us, people move and people have allergies. So Stewart is here because his family, the family that adopted him a few months ago, developed allergies. So you want to make sure you keep that into consideration when you're adopting. But he's with us now, so coming from the shelter originally, Stewart is already neutered, he's already microchipped, he's already tested negative for leukemia and FIV, rabies vaccinated, current on distemper, deworming, and we do have him color-coded blue. So if you are looking for a cat that is primarily going to be a lap cat that's going to hang out and just be a great companion, follow you around the kitchen while you're cooking, follow you around the house while you're performing chores, Stewart would be a great choice. A lot of times people that come in looking for animals, for dogs, they're looking for specific breeds. For cats, a lot of times they're looking, believe it or not, for certain colors. And it really, when you think about it, the personality of an animal is going to make or break that relationship. So even if you're not looking for your basic brown tabby with a little bit of white on the belly, which is what Stewart is, his personality is just wonderful, and it sells him. And at 8 months of age, he's got a long, long life to go. And to introduce him into your family now at 8 months of age, you would be able to enjoy his company for the next 15 plus years. So this is Stewart. Again, he's not old. He's a juvenile at 8 months of age, has great manners, has been well socialized, very comfortable just sitting there, certainly not camera shy. So I would consider, introducing him into your family if you want a cat that's very reliable in temperament. So being an open admission shelter means that Frederick County Division of Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center takes in any animal that needs us, provided that the animal is from within Frederick County. We are 100% county tax funded, and that's the reason why we take in only animals from Frederick County. So Winnie is the smallest animal that we have in the shelter at the moment. Winnie is a little girl. She's a Russian dwarf hamster, and she is at least 10 months old. I'd say she's close to probably a year. It's hard to tell. She did originate from a pet store, so we really discourage people from purchasing from pet stores. We end up with so many animals here that start off there. But Winnie's with us now, so we're looking to place her. And the reason that she's here, apparently the caretaker was young. The caretaker was a child, and Mom and Dad said that the child was not ready to care for the animal, not taking care of her properly. So then again, that's a challenge. If you've got children in your family and they want pets, Mom and Dad, you need to realize that ultimately you're going to be responsible for taking care of whatever pet you introduce into your home, regardless of how small they are. So as tiny as Winnie is, Winnie still needs bedding. She needs her cage cleaned. She needs a specific diet. She needs varied diet as far as vegetables and fruits that would be safe for a hamster. Hamsters can also require vet care. They can be prone to some illnesses. They can acquire diabetes or be genetically predisposed to some things. So you want to keep all that into consideration, even though when you purchase a small animal from any source, they're not expensive, or they may not seem expensive. They are still deserving of appropriate care, and that appropriate care includes having a veterinarian on board. So the other thought is that if you have a veterinarian, you want one that's qualified and that's comfortable with dealing with rodents. So Winnie is here now. She is tiny. We're looking for a home that preferably has hamster experience. Hamsters are very unique, and as cute and adorable as she is, one of the challenges is that they can escape. They're very smart, they move very fast, and that can sometimes be heartbreaking if they get away and you're not able to get them back. But Winnie is with us now, and so we're looking to place her in a family that will keep her for the rest of her life. So again, this is Winnie. She is the smallest animal, but certainly she's got a bold personality. And that wraps it up for this week's Pet Pals. We're glad you were with us. If you've seen any animals this week that spark your interest, you want to make sure you stop by the shelter. If you're looking for anything specific, you still want to make sure that you stop by the shelter if you're looking for an animal to adopt. Thanks for watching Pet Pals this week. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.